welcome back. It's the 21st episode of the Will and Russ Sports Podcast. I'm Russ, aka the Prophet.
And I'm Will, aka Will Stradamus, ready to make these predictions for you guys. So keep your ears open, keep your eyes closed, listen well, and when you're ready to make your bets, folks, this is where you come. We got you.
Right,
Let's get
right.
it.
All right, so what we're gonna do? Start with the NFL.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start with the NFL. Um, the upcoming schedule coming up for week,
Week
I
7.
believe, week 7. Yeah, week 7. Um, yeah, we'll go ahead and knock out the NFL, and then we'll go ahead and
Do some
tackle
college football.
college football as well. Yeah,
All
so
right, sounds
that's what.
good. Sounds good.
Mhm.
All right. Oh, before we get started, I do want to say I meant to say this yesterday, but shout outs to Earl Spence Jr. and hope he gets better. Hope he's well and
Oh yeah, prayers up for him, man.
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard.
Prayers going, yeah, for the accident. And I mean, he
Yeah,
just got out the hospital today and he was charged.
yeah, no
So
doubt. Russ, man, I saw.
charged for the
I actually got a chance to.
DWI,
Yeah. Oh, that's what he was charged with.
DUI. Yeah,
Oh my goodness, unbelievable. Um, yeah, I saw the video of that that
I
one
saw
couple,
it. Yeah, I saw the video as well.
and honestly, Russ, it's it's amazing he made it alive out of there.
Right, right,
Because that thing flipped over, it hit some things.
right.
It was
Now I
ugly,
don't
bro.
know. Yeah, and the thing is, the only thing I don't know is what point he was thrown from the
Eject.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Was it before those or was it sometime after that? That's what I don't know. But either way, I'm just glad that he was able to check himself out the hospital today, and he's gonna have to deal with some charges and stuff. But the thing is, he still has his life, and nobody else lost their life, nobody else was injured.
Right.
But he's really got to be more responsible, man. These guys are young, so
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Russ, I always say this, man. I always say this to myself. If I'm a celebrity, famous actor, or whatever case may be, and
right,
I'm making a lot of money. I'm making life changing money, and I'm famous and all that. Russ, I'm telling you, bro, I'm not driving nowhere. I'm sorry,
right.
I'm not. Because if I'm gonna be young and vibrant and all that partying and da 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 and drinking and stuff, if I'm drinking, I am not getting. You know who's gonna take me? Uber, or my own limo,
Especially
a
today when
cousin
you
of
got
mine.
Ubers and Lyfts and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's I don't know. I'm
I
just
mean, you
hoping.
even got you even got companies today where you can just you could sign up with them, be a member with them, pay a certain amount a month, and you can
Yeah,
drive all these different high end vehicles as
right,
many as you want. Come back and get them. For as long as you pay your monthly membership.
right,
You can drive whatever. You can get a Benz one day and take that back and get a, what I'm saying, to get a
yeah,
Tesla after that. Like that's
exactly,
how they got some companies out here. So it's really no excuses. If you got the money, like you're saying, that there's options.
hmm,
To be smarter. If you want to go party.
yeah, yeah,
I
exactly,
don't I don't know about the it's not drinking and all that is not good for boxing. Like boxing, you really got to treat your body well because
yeah,
your body's taking so much punishment.
right.
So the better you treat your body, the better you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
when you get in the ring, and that's Mayweather. You know,
Yep.
no
Wait,
drugs, no drinking.
right.
It's not just one thing, but it's many things that make Mayweather Floyd Mayweather.
Yep.
It's
Exactly.
many things. Everybody wants to talk about the undefeated thing, but it's like, but you missing like all these other dynamics of this dude in the ring that Trump just the record, or that's what makes the record, basically.
Right.
Those skill sets that are just that he does. That's amazing. So, or did I should say, because he's retired, he's been retired. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just.
Yeah,
But anyway, huh?
I'm a little surprised. I'm a little disappointed in Errol Spence because I thought he was I mean, he is a smart guy. He seems like a very astute, guy. I was very shocked at when I heard that, and when you just broke that news to me as far as him catching a DUI. I never heard that. I just thought he was in a car crash.
Nah,
Um,
it
I didn't
just
know that.
today when he got out of the hospital. But you know what? I mean, in the boxing world, the drinking thing with Earl Spence is nothing new.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I remember Nate Jones, who's former fighter, heavyweight fighter, went to the Olympics with Floyd, and he said it probably about 2 years ago. I saw in an interview.
Uh-huh.
He basically was talking about Earl Spence and the drinking thing. You know,
Oh, really?
and was saying like if it's true about how he, because at that time it was like new, and
Mhm.
he was saying like if he really was drinking, that's not a good thing
No,
to,
man. No, no, not at
and
all.
yeah, I saw other people talking about it too, but I think he's young, and God has given blessed him and given him another chance,
Yeah,
so that's a good thing, and I think he's a smart guy, and he'll figure, he should be able to he can figure it out. But when you're dealing with something like alcohol, it just depends on is it how bad of a habit problem it is.
yeah, right,
You
right.
know,
Yeah,
can he just knock? I mean, you got these guys that are so to be a boxer, you got to be very disciplined, and, with your training, your regiment, and how you and all of that. And a guy that like
absolutely.
that can drop the type of weight he drops to get the 147.
Yeah, that's
Um,
amazing.
you
You
know
know.
that that to do that, that's serious dedication, so I mean, and discipline. So if it's need be, if it's for his career and his life, for
Yeah,
him to stop, then I mean all the choices are there for him,
yeah,
you know
absolutely, man.
to make the right
Well,
choices for
I
himself.
just hope he gets his life together and gets well and
Right.
focuses on this boxing because he's a very talented one of the
Abs-
best fighters in the league, right? I mean, in boxing right now. So
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
hope he focuses his life. So, but we digress. Let's get started with this NFL
NFL
week.
predictions.
Yes. What's the first game on the docket, Russ?
Oh, it's the Thursday night game tomorrow, and that's
Yes.
between the Chiefs and the Broncos.
Yes. What are your thoughts on that? What's your prediction? I'll go ahead and let you start it off.
All right. I mean, in that game, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Uh huh.
I think this is a division game. Uh, the Chiefs, if either the Chiefs or the Chargers will win this division. And right now, the way it's been looking, as we're going into week 7 of the season, I would say the Chiefs are in the front line to win that division.
That's true.
And I think when you get to the division games, that's where you make your, you know what I mean. You put your flag up, and I
Yeah.
think the Chiefs will put their flag up and win this game.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
All right. All right. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs as well. Um, I basically echo what everything you said. I think the Chiefs at the end of the day, um, they'll bounce back from this little setback they had for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta lose sooner or later.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. However, Russ, if they lose tomorrow night,
Oh, then yeah, then it's gonna be
yeah, it's time. I'm not saying it's time to hit the panic button, but it's time to start raising eyebrows, if you know what I mean.
right, right.
So I'll go with the Chiefs as well. Yeah.
Okay, so both for the Chiefs.
Hmm.
Next game up, the Raiders and the Packers.
All right, I'll start off with this one. Wow. I'm gonna go with the. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Oakland Raiders.
Wow, wow. Go ahead.
Go with the
What's
Oakland
what's your reasoning?
because here's the thing. Okay, the Green Bay Packers. I went out on a limb and said, by the way, Russ, let me before I say anything, this is my pick to win that division in the NFC North. But based on information that I've seen and gathered from what the Packers look like, I think
Hmm.
their defense. I think their defense is grossly overrated. I do. I still do.
You
Um,
you've been saying it. You've been saying it since
yeah,
before they played the Eagles,
exactly. I think their defense is
and before
grossly
then
over.
too. So
Um, I think Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how you feel about Aaron Rodgers right now at this point, Russ, but Aaron Rodgers just doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers, even though he's still great. You know what I mean. He's still great, but he just doesn't have that Mamba mentality, if you know what I mean, that killer
right,
instinct. I don't see that in Aaron Rodgers right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the Oakland Raiders not even surprise shock the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field and win that game because the Raiders right now they're coming off a confident win against the Chicago Bears against that good defense. So and they had a nice long week off to sort of get that celebration out of their system. So I think the Oakland Raiders will beat the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. I will go score of I would say I will go with 26 to 24.
26-24.
Yeah. How about you? What
Okay.
you got?
Wow, man. I don't know. The Raiders and the Packers. Didn't the Raiders play in London last week
Correct.
and won? You know,
Yeah, they played Chicago. Yeah.
yeah, they beat Chicago. Um, I want to go with the Raiders as well, but I'm not. I'm gonna go with the Packers. I think the Packers will get a scare in this game from the Raiders, but I think the Packers will win this game.
Okay.
They'll win this game.
I wouldn't be shocked, obviously, but yeah,
Yeah,
okay. I can see that. Yeah.
yeah, I got the Packers.
Yeah. I mean, they're at home, they're favored, so I
Yeah, yeah.
definitely see. That's the basically your prediction right now is the more logical prediction.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's you. I mean, you got to have your upset pick. So I'm not like questioning you picking the
Yeah.
Raiders because I said it crossed my mind as well
Yeah.
as an upset pick, but that's not one of my upset picks.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's mine. That's my upset special of the weekend.
All right. Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But next up, we got the Rams and the Falcons.
Wow. Well, you go ahead and do the honors. I already know how you feel about the Falcons. So
Right, and I mean, it's funny. This is the next game after the what we were just talking about with the Raiders and Packers because
yeah.
I'm actually going with the Falcons in this game.
Oh my God.
Yes, I think the Falcons will. That's my upset pick of the week. I think
Wow.
the Falcons will beat the Rams. We joked yesterday about Matt Ryan, having his best game of the season
Right.
and still losing. You know, but I think
Right.
this week, I think that last week will carry over for Matt Ryan
Uh-huh.
and the Falcons, and they're gonna have one of those big games because there's still a talented team as far as like player wise, position that you would
Yeah.
it what from what people would think if
Right.
you look at it on
Right.
paper, that's a stacked team, you know,
Yes. Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
and so they're gonna throw at least two or three, wins out there just
Yeah.
off of just their talent, just showing up, finally showing up.
Yeah.
So, but they're just not consistent, and but I think that they will carry over what they had last week,
Yeah.
and Matt Ryan will have another good game, and then they'll start talking about him again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Falcons beating the Rams. Um, is Gurley's hurt again, right?
Well, yeah, he was hurt until I heard the news today that he actually practiced today on a limited
Yes, he
basis. So
practiced. Okay.
yeah, I think he's kind of reinvigorated now because Jalen Ramsey's in the fold now with them. So
Right.
He's figured, hey, oh wow, Jalen's here. Then maybe
Right.
that gives him some hope. I don't know. So yeah, he might be playing this week. So that's who you're going with.
Yeah, I'm going with I'm sticking with the Falcons. That's my upset pick my upset special of the week.
Okay,
So who you got? Rams
I'm gonna
Falcons in the
I'm gonna
dome.
go. It's at Atlanta.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I'll go with the Falcons as well, man. I'll go with the Falcons because you know, Atlanta's due for a win, man. I'm with you,
Right.
Russ. You're right. They're due
Right.
for a win. They gotta win. Like a
Right.
win is coming. And
Right.
last week was a foreshadowing, if you will.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Right.
So a win this week will serve them right. So I think they're going to go ahead and beat the Rams, even though I think it's going to be a very tightly
Oh
contested
yeah.
game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Aaron
So I'll
Donald's
say
gonna get about 2 sacks in this game.
correct, correct, exactly. So I'll go with the Atlanta Falcons beating the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
So
right. Next up, we got the 49ers and the Washington Redskins.
um well I'll go with the 49ers simply because it's the Washington Redskins.
Oh
It-
man.
it-
But you know what? This
Before
is
a quick side note,
go ahead. Go ahead.
side,
Go ahead.
my bad.
No,
Listen,
no, go
I
ahead.
heard today that that the Cleveland Browns were looking at they contacted the Washington Redskins to try to get a trade for Trent Williams, the offensive tackle,
Yeah.
but Washington is refusing to do that. Now, my question to you about that is, why are they still holding on to Trent Williams? He's not playing this year. He's not playing
Right.
for the Redskins. Why?
Right.
I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get it,
They
bro.
might as well just trade him.
Right. What I mean, what are you gaining by just keeping holding on to this guy who doesn't clearly want to be here?
They're hoping that he's gonna change his mind. I guess. I don't know.
Typical Redskins. But anyway, back to listen. My San Francisco 49ers beat the Redskins. Bottom line.
All right. Plain and simple, huh?
Yeah, plain and simple.
All right. I mean, I'll say this, man. The Redskins, I know they got their first win, but it was the Dolphins. But it's a win. They got their first win. And the 49ers are still undefeated.
Mhm.
And this is like a trap game, I would say, for the Niners. It's a trap game, but I'm still going with the 49ers in this game.
So, in other
Y'all
words,
thought I
you're
was
saying
about to pick the Redskins, didn't y'all?
right. In other words, Russ, you're saying that the 49ers aren't going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Right, right, right.
They ain't
Yeah,
falling for that trap nest. They coming in there and whooping butt and going back to San Francisco, pretty much.
right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, that's there's no need to even elaborate on that. That's a loss for the Redskins. 1-6.
Yeah, 1-6. All right, next.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Texans, Colts.
Ooh, good one. Good one right
Yes,
there.
yes.
Wow. Is it at Texas?
No, it's in the dome.
It's in the dome. Holy moly. Wow, Russ. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my God, that's a hard one to call right there, Cuzzo. That's a hard one. I'm gonna go. Shoot. Well, I tell you what. Since I picked the Texans to win that division, I'll go ahead and say they'll win it. They'll win
You
that
got
game.
you going with the Texans over the Colts?
Yeah, I'll go with the Texans over the Colts. I think it's gonna be a very tight game because the Colts compete and they have a good team, and you know, I, wow. I'll go with the Texans. I'll go with the Texans. I'll take the
All right,
Texans.
all right. I mean, in this game, the Texans just what they beat the Chiefs, gave the Chiefs their first L
Yeah.
last week, and they beat a Chiefs team, but the Colts are different. This is a different type of team
Yes.
than what the Chiefs are. A different style of football,
Yes.
that's being played.
Yes.
So I think this is going to be a really tough game for the Texans, or a close game, a really
Right.
close game, and it's going to be a tough game for the Texans. Um, I see the Colts winning this game. I
Okay.
think they're going to
Be
control the
shocked.
tempo of the game, and if they play their style of football. Jacoby Brissett. I think they'll beat the Texans. It's not going to be like how it was against the Chiefs. It's not saying the Colts are better than the Chiefs, but it's
Right.
just different styles. How guys match up, and I think the Colts match up really well with the Texans, and the Colts are coming off a bye week as well. You know,
Yeah.
so I think that the bye week, preparing for one of your division rivals, you
Mm.
know, being at home, slowing down the game with your style of play. I
Yeah.
think I think the Texans are built for a shootout with the Chiefs,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they're built for the grinder with the Colts.
Yeah. I concur with that. See the Colts. The, you're right. You're so right. The Colts present a different type of challenge to those guys. The
Right.
Colts. The Colts have a very physical defense. Um,
Yes.
and they play defense. They play good defense. So
Right.
one
Which the
that's one
Chiefs
thing.
don't. Which the Chiefs
Right.
don't.
Bingo. Exactly. That's one thing. You know, that's one thing I agree with you definitely on because at least the Colts play defense. The Chiefs, they just play. They don't. I don't know about D. I don't know if the word D is involved in that, but they just play. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and take. Wow, I'll take the Texans, man. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts in that game.
All right, no doubt.
So
The next one.
next up, another division game. Hey, the division's on the line this week. But you got the Vikings versus the Lions in Detroit. I'm gonna let you start with that one. Listen close, Viking fans. Listen close.
Oh my God! All right. I like the way you be putting me on the spot like that with these Vikings.
with the Viking fans.
Right.
You started it, man, with them.
But I mean, listen, I love my Vikings. I love my Viking fans. But we all both know, Russ, they're some of the most delusional fans in the world. But
Wow. You're gonna compliment and destroy all in the same sentence.
I mean, the conversations I have with these guys, man,
I
on
know what
social
you said.
media, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
these guys are they talk about Tommy Kramer is one of the best quarterbacks in Vikings history. I mean, come on. I mean, seriously, really? Tommy Kramer? Okay. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and on a limb. I'm gonna say the Minnesota Vikings will win it. Even though I know Detroit's sick to their stomach about what happened on Monday night about the refereeing, I'll go ahead and say the Vikings right now have. I think the Vikings have caught a little stride here. I think they stay hot in Detroit and get another victory, so that they'll run off 3 victories in a row. So I'll go ahead and say the Minnesota Vikings will beat the Detroit Lions in a narrow margin as well in a divisional game, which is going to be a hard fought game. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the key guys in that game got injured because it's going to be a very physical game. So I'll go ahead and go with the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. No. Wouldn't
How
call
about
it a homer pick. Can we call it a homer pick?
you?
What
Not
do y'all think,
necessarily.
Vikings fans? You think we can call it a homer pick?
No, well, no, it's not a homer pick. At least not yet. I haven't gotten the
Yeah.
real homer pick yet, but You know, and that's coming up. That's coming up in some more of these positions. I think I know who's going to give a homer pick. But go ahead. So, what's your
Oh man. Okay, I
uh,
got you.
on that game on the
Well,
Vikings Lions?
all right, Vikings Lions. I got I got the Vikings winning this game, but it's gonna be a tight game. I mean, a very close game. Um, Back and forth. I think it might end up being a high scoring game, like in the 20s, maybe like 28-24 Vikings over the Lions is what I would say.
Okay.
Like
So
I
you
said, division games, somebody's got to take a stand of whose division this is. And I think the Vikings got more in them than the Lions do.
right?
Because the
Um,
Lions come to play every week, though.
absolutely.
You can't
That's
sleep on the Lions no more. It's not,
yeah.
you
This
can't
is not your
disrespect the
grand
Lions no more.
right. This is not. You know what I'm saying, mom and pop Lions. These
Right.
guys are a good team. You
Yeah.
know, these guys are actually good. So
Yeah.
um, I agree with you. But I'll go ahead and take the Vikings because at the I think I think the Vikings have found some kind of. I think they're hitting this stride at a good time right now. So I think they'll go ahead and upset. I mean, they'll go ahead and beat the Lions at home. I'm with you
Right.
on.
All right. So next up, we got the Jags and the Jaguars and the Bengals in Cincinnati.
Um, Let you do that. Start off with that because I know. I think I know where you're going with it, but go ahead.
Um, I don't know. I think the Bengals. that was supposed to be my division winners, but
Let me just say, Russ, that was the most uh, depressing sigh I've ever heard. I mean,
I was just looking. I was envisioning redhead kingpin, man, the red rifle, as y'all call him.
yeah,
You
that's what
know,
I'm saying, right? Go the red rifle.
it's
You know,
disappointing so far, man. You gotta step it up, Dalton. Gotta step it up, man.
so I guess you're going with Cincinnati. I
I
mean,
don't know because now they got the injuries on the defense in the secondary.
right,
I think they down both of their corners.
right, right,
You know,
right, right.
AJ Green still isn't back.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if you heard, but I heard it's like I don't know if it's true, but I heard some trade rumors earlier last week about that, about AJ, about going to New England and all that. But maybe that was just
What? I mean, I
yeah,
wouldn't be surprised with this commissioner and the Cheatriots.
the Cheatriots. Boy, you got a million of them joints coming, boy. The Cheat Analytical Andy. Okay, the Cheatriots. Wow, that's a new one I've heard. Okay. But yeah, man. So I mean, all right. So who you gonna go with though, Russ?
All right, so I gotta say, man, I want to go with the Bengals, but if they win this game, it's gonna have to be by defense. You
Right.
know, it's gonna have to be a defensive play game for them to win this game. But
Mm,
it's not like impossible. It's not like the Jaguars are world beaters or something. So you
right.
know, and they are at home. So I'm gonna stick with the Bengals, man. The Bengals get their first win of the season against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, I think the defense will win this game for them.
Okay. All right. Well, for me, I'll join you on that. I'll go with Cincinnati winning it. Although I think that the Jaguars have a pretty decent defense, so
Yeah,
I think that'll make it a little bit tougher for the Red Rifle. But I think at the
yeah.
end of the day, them being home, um, and Jacksonville being on the road when
He'll make a couple plays,
yeah, he'll make yeah, exactly.
but I
So
think the defense is gonna make some plays, and the defense will win this game for them.
yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I could definitely see that. But I think I'll go with Cincinnati as well, man. I think Cincinnati will end up. They're in, their season's pretty much over, and I think they know it. But
Yeah,
they still compete, Russ. At the end of the day,
yeah.
Cincinnati compete.
They
You
try.
know,
Yeah, they compete every week.
right? So they do compete. So I'll go ahead and give Cincinnati the nod on that one, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that. Absolutely. Yep.
All right. So next game up, we got the Cardinals and the Giants
Wow.
in
The
East
battle of the rookie
Rutherford.
quarterbacks. The battle of the rookie quarterbacks. I'm
Yes,
gonna, I'm gonna go with Daniel Jones and the New York Giants, bro. Because
I
number
I
one,
am too. Yep,
yeah,
I am too.
Saquon Barkley is coming back this week. Um,
Yes,
so I think Daniel Jones is the better of the two quarterbacks. I think
me
the
too.
The Giants compete like hell. So
Yeah,
you know, I just think not that the Cardinals don't
and they
compete, but I think that the Cardinals they just don't have enough firepower,
right,
weapon,
right.
to beat the Giants. So I'll go with the Giants on that one. Bro. How about you? You said the Giants as well.
Yeah, I'm going with the Giants. Like you said, the battle of the rookie quarterbacks. I'm with you there with Daniel Jones. I think he's the best one out of this draft.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think the Giants, they like you said, they getting Barkley back, but then they also got their receiver back last week.
Golden Tate,
Yeah, Golden Tate, and he
right? That
had
helped a
and
lot
it
too.
seemed like him and Jones got a connection already.
Right,
So I think that we're gonna see some more of that, and they're gonna have the Giants gonna have a victory against the Cardinals. But the Cardinals gonna play, man. They're gonna compete too. They've been competing as well.
right,
Um, it's not like they can't win this game. But
right.
I think that
Exactly.
Daniel Jones and the Barkley coming back, and having Golden Tate back now for a second week, I think there'll be a little bit too much for the Cardinals, and I think Kyler Murray will make he'll throw a pick or something, maybe a pick
Right,
six. I don't know.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. We both agree that the Giants will win in the Meadowlands. So yeah, that's that's where I stand with that. What's the next one on the docket?
All right, next game up, we got the Dolphins against the Bills. Another division game.
Bills. What's the next game?
No faith in the Dolphins to get their first win.
No, none at all. I don't even think the Dolphins have faith in themselves to get the next one.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is starting.
Even more the reason why I picked the
You
Bills.
picked the Bills. Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think that I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. This is gonna be another upset pick for me this week. It's a division game. All
Wow.
bets are off. It's rivalry.
Are you
Um,
serious?
I think the Dolphins will beat the Bills. They will get their
All right.
first win of the season against the
Okay,
Bills.
Ross. Okay, well, let me ask you a question,
Might
Russ.
even be their only win of the season.
Russ, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Um, like, what'd you eat for breakfast this morning? Because whatever you ate is clearly affecting your thought process when it comes to that pick.
Man, Fitzmagic is about to come back for a week.
Okay. Let's stop. Why are we still calling this guy Fitzmagic? This dude's been on his. He's been on his
I
29th
just said
season.
that to mess with you.
I mean, we still
Yeah,
calling this guy
Fitzmagic
Fitzmagic.
is about to blow it up, man. He's coming. They starting him. You know he comes out fast. He's gonna come out fast. He's gonna come out slinging it, and he's
I,
gonna catch the Bills off guard, and they gonna get their first win of the season.
I just don't. My thing is, I just don't
They should
understand
have
why.
gotten their win last week, and I think they're gonna come in mad, especially it's a rivalry game against the Bills. They don't want to get pushed around.
I listen. I hear all that. All I'm asking you is, why are we still calling this guy Fitzmagic? He's been on 29 teams in the NFL.
You
Okay,
look,
if he
listen.
had magic,
You're gonna see why we call him Fitz Magic when he puts it on the Bills and pulls that upset.
first of all,
Then they'll
if
go back to losing next week. It'll be all
you know
over,
what,
man. Just the Bills.
listen, he's gonna need more than magic, okay, to beat the Bills this weekend.
I
He's
mean, the
gonna
Bills
need.
are coming off a bye though, so that's the only thing that got me worried on this pick. But I'm sticking with Fitz Magic and the Miami Dolphins to get their first win of the season that they should have gotten against the Skins last week.
Is it in Miami or Buffalo?
It's in Buffalo.
Oh my God. Okay.
They
All
gonna pull that upset off. I'm telling you.
right. They're gonna go in Buffalo and beat Buffalo and shock the world and beat Buffalo in Buffalo with going against that defense
Yep.
with Fitz magic, right?
Fitz Magic about to make some magic happen, man.
Russ, he Fitz magic. I don't give a damn if he had Irvin Magic Johnson. Okay,
Nice. I like that. I like that.
they're not doing anything. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll see.
Oh, okay. Next one up, man. What's the next game up? Oh goodness
So you
gracious.
sticking with the Bills, huh?
Yes,
All
yes,
right, I'm going with the
absolutely.
Dolphins. My upset pick, another upset pick. But
Oh,
next up we got the Chargers and the Titans.
Chargers and Titans. Oh my God, this is wow. This could Russ. We was talking about this yesterday.
They're
These
both
teams,
2-4.
right? They're both 2-4, but these are two of the most like, what's the
It's
word I'm looking for?
hard to predict these teams. You never
Yes,
know.
these two teams especially are some of the most bipolar teams in the league. These, I mean, Russ, one these two teams. Listen, yeah, all right. You know how sometimes players and coaches might be like, yeah, we got 4 quarters in the season. The first 4 games, next 4 games, and then listen, the San Diego Chargers and the Tennessee Titans they go through seasons in one season. Okay,
Right,
because they'll look for first 4 games they'll look one way, the next 4 games they'll look another way, and then the next 4 games they'll look. I mean, these guys go through seasons because some people some teams stay consistent throughout the season and win games and
right,
stay afloat. These guys are all over the map, Russ.
right.
So with that said, my prediction is, well, first of all, where they're playing.
They're playing in Tennessee.
In Tennessee. Okay. My prediction is that the Tennessee Titans will lose against the San Diego Chargers. They will lose because the Chargers, they were embarrassed last week. They were really embarrassed. They was horribly embarrassed last week. So I think they're going to go ahead and refocus, and they'll take their antidepressant pills and go to Tennessee and beat the Titans. I think with the benching of Marcus Mariota from last week,
Right.
I think his confidence has just gone in the tubes. So I mean, I hope I'm wrong because I like the kid, but I think his confidence is shot. I think the next mistake he makes against that team, the San Diego Chargers, especially if they capitalize on it, is going to just you know drown his confidence even more. So I'll
Well,
go ahead and
oh
say
well, he's not starting.
he's not.
Ryan Tannehill's starting.
Stop playing.
Yeah,
Facts.
they named him the starter. Yeah, Tannehill is starting for the Titans. Does
Are you
that
serious,
that that
bro?
might does that alter your pick, Eddie? Or
No, it just like solidified it really.
right?
Because Ryan Tannehill's worse than Marcus Mariota. I mean, but are you? I mean, are you serious though?
Yeah,
Honestly?
no, I'm serious. Yeah, yeah, he's starting.
Oh,
They bench Mariota not just from the game, but
but the next,
also, yeah, for the next game.
wow, that's surprising to me right there. Well, I'll go with the San Diego Chargers to win that game. However, Russ, we were talking about this yesterday on the 20th podcast. Russ, Marcus Mariota is not going to be with the Tennessee Titans next year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Based
Remember, I
on that,
said I could see that one. The one I didn't see was Jameis. That was the first one you asked me.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I don't think I think Jameis has. He's got more. He's got a few more lives in Tampa Bay. I
yeah,
think a
yeah.
couple more.
But
You know,
Marcus
but
is not going to be in Tennessee
yeah,
no more, bro.
Mariota's done. Yeah, he's done
Yeah,
there. He's
wow.
gonna be in the Redskins sweepstake.
Boy, man, I tell you, listen, man, you 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 better not wear any Cowboys stuff on because
Man,
when the Redskins fans see you, they're gonna kill you.
I'm not worried about them,
I
man.
mean, the feathers that you're ruffling, bro, is
Hey,
unbelievable.
hey, you know what they could do?
I know, I know. Block them all day
Pluck
long.
them. You know. Hey, this
Oh,
ain't nothing new, man. I've been doing this my whole life
he's to the
with Redskin
Redskins.
fans. You know, we
Uh,
always go at it. They give it to me too, so it's not
no doubt,
one sided.
no doubt.
So and they give it to me a lot. Obviously, you see how much they give it to me because I'm kind of reacting too. I'm giving it back. So that's how much the Redskin fans give it,
Yeah, no doubt.
and they don't care. They're like their team is terrible, but they still just want to always mess with the Cowboys. So I return the favor
Well,
basically.
I mean, wow. So I'm gonna go at go with the Chargers.
You
Chargers gonna win
sticking
that.
with the Chargers, okay?
Yeah, yeah. Who you
So
got?
Chargers, Titans. We talked about just now with Tannehill starting against the Chargers. They benched Mariota, so the Chargers are getting they're getting some players back. They're getting a little bit healthier.
Yeah,
I think the Chargers have to they're getting Hunter Henry back at tight end, which is a big help for Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers
yes,
always had a tight end,
yes, absolutely.
you know, and
Yeah,
Hunter Henry he's been hurt most of this year,
yeah,
all of this year I think.
yes, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so
he's been banged up, so yeah. But that's another thing too. With him being back,
right,
I mean, Philip Rivers is he's got just another weapon that he can go to. So yeah, I'm clearly I'm I'm definitely going with the Chargers on that one, bro.
right.
So I mean, who are you going with? Are you going with the
I mean,
Chargers?
I'm going with the Chargers, man. I think their run game is gonna play. They got to get their run game going. They got Eckler, they got Gordon. They got to have that run game going, and I think you'll see um, Philip Rivers utilize the return of Hunter,
Yeah.
and yeah, I got the Chargers. They'll
Yeah,
win
and
that game.
that that's true too, Russ. Because I heard today earlier that Melvin Gordon was unhappy with how he was used last week.
Right.
So I'm that only kind of solidifies my thoughts and predictions on that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we'll both agree on the Chargers.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But that's
We got
that,
the
but yeah.
Ravens and the Seahawks next
Ooh, wow,
in
Ravens.
Seattle.
Hmm. Wow. Uh, man.
That
Wow.
game, I gotta say, I'm just gonna come out. I think the Seahawks will win this game. I think it's gonna be a very entertaining game to watch, though.
Right.
Because you're gonna see some defense, and then you're gonna see some Well, I'm not gonna say you're gonna see great offense, but you're gonna see some very talented quarterbacks
Right.
when on offense, and then you're gonna see some, defensive play, a defensive game. But it's gonna be a good game though.
Right.
Very very interesting because anything can happen. You got anything can happen at any moment type of quarterbacks playing in
Right.
this game. But I think the veteranism of Russell Wilson will stand tall and they'll win this game, and beat the Ravens. But it'll be a close game.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me see. Yeah, I'll go with the Seattle Seahawks as well. Lamar Jackson is this era's Michael Vick. Um,
Yes,
and
yeah,
then, he I mean the kid is just a you want to talk about the ultimate dual threat, and that's exactly what he is and who he is. So
right,
I'll go with, I'll go with the Seahawks because Russell Wilson I think will continue to have just an MVP type season,
right,
and I think um, the defense, the Seattle Seahawks defense, they always play great at home. So I'll with that also added in to that puzzle, I'll go with the Seahawks as well. I think the Seahawks edge out the Ravens. I think it's going to be a highly contested, tight game. A lot of plays being made. A lot of off schedule plays are going to be made. So
right,
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Russ. Seahawks in a close one.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we got the Saints and the Bears
Ooh, nice one. That
in
that should be a good.
Chicago.
Um. Okay. All right. I'll go with the Chicago Bears, and here's why. Um. I think the New Orleans Saints are due for a loss here. They've been basically dominating on defense and just methodically and slowly executing on offense. And Teddy Bridgewater has been doing a great job of just managing the game and uh and just staying poised and just sticking with the game plan. So, but however, I think Chicago's defense. You know what? Hell with it. I'll take the Saints.
Wow.
I'll take the Saints. What I
Man,
just
after
said.
all of that, you
Yeah.
switch it up to the Saints? Okay.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Teddy's gonna stay steady. He's not gonna lose the game for you. See, the thing is, and you called it. You called this yesterday, Russ. You mentioned this yesterday about Teddy. Teddy is gonna execute the game plan to exactly what the coach needs it to do,
Right.
and based on New Orleans' shockingly really good defense. You know, um, I think the Saints are going to pull it off. I think the Saints are going to win 5 straight games with Teddy Bridgewater at the helm because of their defense, their special teams, and the fact that Teddy Bridgewater will make key plays in that game. Even though Chicago has a just an excellent defense. One caveat to note though, um, Hakeem Hicks is not going to be playing in that game. He's been put on IR, so
Right.
that's a pretty big loss up there in the middle of that defense, or up front on that defensive line. So I think with that and a combination of what I just told you about Teddy being sticking to the game plan and executing it to perfection, and the Saints defense being up to the challenge, I think I'll take the New Orleans Saints to win their 5th straight game against the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. What say you?
Um, I think that the style of play with Bridgewater, it's a
All right.
slow. Right now, the game plan for the Saints is like Sean Payton is an old pupil of Bill Parcells as well.
All right.
And one of the things Bill Parcells, you remember when they Giants beat the Bills in that Super Bowl, and the Bills had a high-powered offense. You slow the game down.
Right.
You use your run game. You have a solid defense. So and I think that's the style of play the Saints have been playing. Um,
Yes.
as of late, and it's been working because Teddy Bridgewater. But you need a certain kind of quarterback to to run that style, and Teddy's perfect for that.
Right. 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 Exactly.
Phil Sims was perfect for it.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
So I agree with you. I agree with
and but I think that's the style of play. But what I will say is the Bears are built to play like that, though.
you. That's
You
true.
see what I mean? I don't think the Bears play ultraly fast anyway. Like, I don't think they have such a high powered offense, is what I'm saying.
Right. I agree.
So I think that style of play is going to suit them anyway. And I think that they will win this game and stop that train that give the Saints another loss, and then the Saints will just bounce back next week. It'll just be, but this will be a good game. It'll be a hard fought, low scoring game.
Right.
Something like 17-13. I think the Bears will win it at home to bounce back
Right.
from losing last week. So that's who I got.
Okay. I can see that. I mean, again, I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears won. So I
Yeah.
definitely can see that. And playing at home, and late start to the kickoff time. Late. So I definitely can. I wouldn't see. I wouldn't be shocked at all if the Bears won.
Right.
I would not at all. So it would make no difference. Yep.
Yeah.
So what's the other game? What's the next game?
We got the Sunday night game, another
Uh,
division game.
all right.
Eagles, Cowboys in
All
Dallas.
right. Okay. Well, you want me to do the
Yeah,
honors
you go
first?
ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys in this game. Uh,
Really?
yes, really, because the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, first of all, okay. Well, let me reverse back. Is Deshaun Jackson playing in this game?
Um, I'm not sure if he's playing.
I don't think he is. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything about him practicing or nothing. So, uh, with that being a factor, I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to bounce
I
back
mean,
and
I
win.
think he might play though.
I mean, I haven't heard anything or saw anything. So if he
I
plays,
mean,
there is, that might sway my decision. But I'll
I
go ahead and
think there's
stick
a
with.
chance he might play, man. I don't know if he's 100% or not, but I think he might play.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and still stick with my decision. My prediction. I'll go with the Dallas Cowboys to win the game. I think the Cowboys were pretty embarrassed last week. I mean, that debacle up in Meadowlands was unbelievable. I
Right.
mean, that in itself, if that doesn't motivate the Cowboys, then I don't know what else is going to be. Um, I think with that motivating them from losing last week to the Giant to the Jets, um, just I think Dak Prescott bounces back in this game, has a great game. I think Zeke, even though the Eagles have the number one rushing defense in the league, I think based on what we did against the Eagles, if the Dallas Cowboys looked at any film versus what we did against the Eagles, they'll start with they'll include the running game enough to open up the passing game. Um, so I think that's what's going to happen. I think the Cowboys are going to run the ball just enough to create holes in the the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think Philadelphia, their defensive backfield is just a mess right now. So I look for Dak Prescott to get up to like maybe at least 300 yards passing, a few touchdowns, maybe a running touchdown, and the Dallas Cowboys come off victorious on Sunday night versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah, that's what I got.
All right. So we got the Eagles, Cowboys. Everybody knows I'm a Cowboys fan.
Right.
Um, but let's break it down. The Eagles. You got Wentz. You got. I think, like I said, I think Jackson is going to play.
Right.
I think he will play.
Uh-huh.
Cowboys have a lot of injuries in this. Or they got both of their starting tackles out. I think Amari Cooper won't be playing
Okay.
once again. You know,
All right.
so they got a lot of injuries. But I just think the Cowboys also just signed Justin Hamilton. Former Eagles defensive
Right.
tackle.
Right.
And the problem with the Cowboys is they have to seal up. We need a big bodied one technique.
Right.
That defense that we run, that old Bucks defense. What was it? Bubba McFarland was the one technique, while Sap played the three technique. You
Right.
know,
Was the cover two?
yeah,
Okay. By the way,
yeah.
Russ, real quick, is Rod Marinelli still your defensive coordinator?
I mean, in theory, he's supposed to be, but I think it's what's his name,
He said in
the
theory.
yeah. In theory, it seems like it, but I mean, I think it's starting to be more of what's his name, Chris Richard's you know um defense basically.
Right.
I think he's taking over.
Right.
That's just what I
Okay.
think. But yeah, I got the Cowboys. Um, they'll win this game. Dak he's always had the edge against Carson Wentz since they've come into the league, and I think he's going to continue to have that. Um, I think Michael Gallup will have a big game. I think Zeke will have a big game. It just goes back to what all the division games that we have this week in the NFL. And I said, like, that's when, hey, who's going to take the division? This is what this game is about. They're both, 3-3,
Right.
both 3-3, tied for the first place in the division.
Right.
And you win this game and you take it all for yourself.
Right.
So doesn't mean you win it all, but it puts you on the right road where you
Right.
want to be, and you don't fall behind below 500 as well.
Right.
The team that loses this falls below 500, and now is second place, maybe third place. Who knows? Maybe tied for second place at the end of the day. But um, I've got the Cowboys though winning this one because I picked them to win the division. I think they still will win the division, and in order to do that, I believe you got to beat the Eagles, especially when you're at home.
Right. I believe that too. I mean, the Cowboys, I mean, granted, both teams need this win, but I'll go
Yes.
ahead and go with the Cowboys simply because of the fact that that debacle from last week, I think, has
Yeah.
it definitely opened their eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they bounce back simply because they don't want to be embarrassed again. They are
Right.
now they're laser focused now right now, Russ.
And
They are
yeah, and the Eagles went and gave him some bulletin board material
right,
by
right.
saying that
He,
what was it? The coach that did it, he
yeah,
guaranteed the
he
victory.
guaranteed a victory. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So
That's disrespectful.
absolutely, it is. Not only it is disrespectful, but dude, you're coming off of
A
a loss
loss.
you got destroyed in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you just focus on your team, and keep
Right.
quiet, and you know what I mean. So
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So we're gonna see. It's just a revved up rivalry. They talking. They always talking though. So
right,
we'll
yeah.
see.
I'll go with the Cowboys on that one, bro. So you know,
Yeah.
even though
And
I
then
do like Carson Wentz, I think he's an excellent quarterback, but
yeah.
I'm picking the Cowboys on this
All right. Um, last game of the week, Monday night game. We got the Patriots or the Cheatriots and the Jets.
one. Cheatriots. He killing me with that. Cheatriots. Oh my god. I'm gonna go with the New England Patriots. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with America's team, the New England Cheatriots. Uh, uh, I just think
They're
again,
not America's team though.
yeah, okay. The, the Patriots gonna win that game simply because number one, everybody's been dogging their offense for the last few weeks. They're saying the offense looks terrible. They can't score. They're having
Right.
issues. Um, I think they rebound on Monday night and simply put, just put a, take. They're gonna take the Jets behind the woodshed, and slap them something nice and beat the dog. You know what? Out of the Jets. So Patriots over Jets on Monday night. That's what I got.
So you got the Patriots Monday Night Football beating the Jets in New York.
Yes.
All right. So like you said, the Patriots have been struggling. Like we talked about yesterday, they've been struggling a little bit. You
Right.
know, I mean, even but they're such a good team though that they are the defending champs. When you're a champ is a different level,
Absolutely.
and the fact that they have been struggling is still that's still better than majority of the league. You know, so
Right.
they're struggling is still even better. It's not like they're horrible. They're just
Right.
struggling compared to what we're used to seeing them.
Right.
And you know, the Jets pulled off the upset against the Cowboys last week. You
Yes.
know, question is Darnold and the Jets, are they, can they do it 2 weeks in a row? Can they pull off another upset and mount their claim and say, hey, we're better, we're getting it together. We got Le'Veon Bell running the ball. Sam Darnold is helping him out, and we're gonna pull off this upset and then go back to losing again.
So I mean, are you saying you got the Jets or the Patriots?
Oh no, I got the Patriots. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
okay.
Because I think
Okay. I was
no,
just
it's not gonna happen like that. I do think that they're playing a little bit better and all that, everything I said, but I don't think they'll beat the Patriots though on Monday Night Football. I don't. I think it's gonna be a game where the Patriots have to come from behind and win it though.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I tell you what. I think here's okay. Here's another quick little note. The Jets are coming from an emotional win.
Yes.
They're coming from oh my god, we beat the Cowboys. Wow, look at what happened. Da, 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 da. They're gonna get reality is gonna hit them and set in real quick versus the Patriots. So that's how I'm looking at it. So yeah,
By the
but
end of the game, I agree with you. I think so, but I really do think that the Jets might come out and go up like 7 or 10-0 in this
really,
game. Yeah, they might go up like 10-0 in this game, and then the Patriots get the plan, and it's gonna be a close game.
Russ, 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 Russ.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need you to step away from the cognac, okay? Put the bottle
Well,
away. Put the bottle away, bro. There's no
I
way.
said the Patriots gonna. I got the Patriots though. I'm
I
picking the
know, but
Patriots.
I understand that. But that's the way you say. All right, that's not gonna happen. The Patriots aren't falling 10-0 to the Giant. I mean the Jets.
It's you act like it's not possible. If they
No,
come out sluggish, like the first, let's say the first drive, the Jets get the ball and they just drive down the field and score a touchdown. I
yeah, I
would not
know,
be
but you know
surprised.
what?
But
It's not.
once they get the game, changing up the game plan and adjusting to whatever the Jets are doing, it might end up being 31-10 by the end of the game. You see what I'm saying? Like the Jets will go up like by 10 or something or a touchdown, and by the end of the game, then that's all they're gonna have.
I'm
That's
not
what I
saying it's
think is
not.
gonna happen.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying it's impossible.
It's impossible. Okay, we'll see, man. It's a division game. That's a
I
division
understand.
game,
I understand. I got. All right.
and
Here's
it's
my
Monday Night Football too.
no
Monday
doubt.
Night
That's
Football.
exactly. Here's what I
Crazy
think is
things
gonna happen.
happen on Monday Night Football.
I think the Patriots going to score on their first four possessions. Um,
It's 28-0 in the first quarter.
in the first quarter. And I think the Patriots are going to go up 21-0 in the first quarter, and they're going to add another touchdown in the second quarter, while the Jets will probably muster up maybe 6 points. So we're looking
So
at 28
35
to
to 6 at
6.
the half.
Well, no, 28-6 at the half.
Oh, 28 to 6. Okay.
Yes, yes, clearly, absolutely. No
Well,
question
the
in my mind.
Jets got 2 field goals, or they got a touchdown and missed the extra point.
They got 2 field goals.
Oh man. Okay.
So yeah, that's my theory.
Said they got two
Theoretically,
field goals. Wow. I wish we could have had those 2 field goals this week against the,
right? You're right. You
you
just
know,
beat them.
against the Jets.
Oh shoot. Yeah. So yeah, there's no way in hell. That's I mean, I know we both agree that they are going to lose to the Patriots, but I think they're going to get their butts kicked. So,
I mean, I kind of do too, but I just think that early, like that, could only take the first
oh,
quarter with those ten
I guess
points. You
what?
see what I mean?
I, yeah, I guess Russ, what we're both. I guess we're on uh opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to when they're going to get the butts kicked. I think they'll start early, but you think they'll start later on in the game.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
Based on the struggles that we talked about with the Patriots, and then the Jets coming on a little high, they might be feeling themselves like, hey, we could pull. Let's pull it off. The Cowboys game don't mean nothing unless we pull this off, and they'll come out there hype. But that hype
Right.
is only going to carry them so far, and I think it's just going to be an early rush. They score on their opening drive. Um, you know, maybe Patriots get stopped, a turnover or something, and then the Jets go down, kick a field goal, and then after that, the Patriots take control. Brady and them drive down and take the lead, and then, or not to take the lead, but they score, and then they finally take the lead, and then it's just over after that. That's what I think is gonna happen, though.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, that's the NFL. That's the NFL for you, baby. Yep. Let's
Yeah, that's all the picks for the NFL.
yeah, let's
So
move our
let's
way down to college football and see what's going on there. But
yes,
what we got schedule wise?
yeah, let's see what we got for college football this week.
Oh, some of the marquee games.
Yeah,
There's a few.
well, I mean the your boys play. Let's get that out the way. Week 8 of college football. Your boys play on Friday night.
Yeah, the Ohio State Buckeyes play Northwestern University. Why? What's so funny, bro?
Oh man, I mean, I got the Buckeyes winning that game on the road.
On the road.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I got the Buckeyes winning that game as well. I think, however, this is what I think is going to happen. I think, you know what? Here's what I think. What you just described with the Jets and the Patriots, I think is going to happen to Ohio State on Friday. I think the Northwestern Wildcats are going to get up early on Ohio State, maybe 7-0. You know what I mean? Um, Maybe even 10-0, and then Ohio State's going to proceed to laying the smackdown on them for the rest of the game. Um, I'm looking at Ohio State maybe 45 to Northwestern's 17.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Um, we got interesting game. They're not ranked or nothing anymore. Pittsburgh and Syracuse.
Pittsburgh and Syracuse.
Yeah,
I'll go with this.
that's also on Friday night.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'll go with Syracuse on for. Is it at Syracuse at the Carrier Dome?
Yes, yes, it's in Syracuse.
I'll go with Syracuse on that one, Russ. I will. I think Dino Babers is a good head coach. I think he's had some unfortunate uh things happen to the team as far as some unexplained losses. Syracuse has had some really bad losses, especially like early on in the season when they lost to Maryland.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a bad loss, Russ. You know what I mean? Um,
yeah,
and
they got
then
destroyed.
yeah, they got, I mean, by 40. And then it had Maryland, and look, Russ, they had Maryland fooling everybody. after that loss. Because look what Maryland has done since then. Okay. They
Right.
got shut out by Penn State. All right. Purdue just beat Maryland. Purdue.
Purdue just
Okay.
beat them. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah, I'll go ahead and take Syracuse. I think Syracuse is they're a competitive team. I love their head coach, Dino Babers. So I'll say Syracuse over Pitt in that one.
Um, I'm gonna take Pitt in this one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think Pitt. I think Pitt. They haven't had some of the struggles that we just talked about with Syracuse, and I think Pitt, their running game is gonna win this game for them.
The running game.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, Pitt is this year that they've been up and down. They'll compete one week and then look terrible the next.
Yeah.
So, but,
Like they
but
they look bad twice this year.
yeah. So, but yeah, okay. I mean, like I said again, I wouldn't be shocked if Syracuse lost, but I'll go ahead and take Syracuse because the simple fact that they're home. It's a night game. I love Dino Babers, the head coach. I think he's a legit um, top Power 5 upper echelon head coach.
Right.
So I'll go with the Syracuse Orange in that one.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah. Any other marquee ones?
Um, I think another interesting game is the Florida South Carolina game. It's in South Carolina.
That is a very intriguing game.
Yeah.
It's in
South
South
Carolina
Carolina.
coming off the upset.
Yeah, you know what? I got Florida dismantling South Carolina.
You think they'll dismantle them?
Yes, because Florida, number one, Florida's upset that they got embarrassed by LSU.
Right.
Um, Florida has an excellent defense, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Florida in that one to beat South Carolina because South Carolina is coming off in a very emotional win against the number 3 team in the country. It went what double overtime, I believe,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think
And
South
South
Carolina.
Carolina's his their quarterback is playing.
Yeah, he's playing. I know. That's what I'm saying. But I just believe that Florida is just going to go in there and just rip them the new butthole. Um, I think, yeah, South Carolina comes back to reality and loses by like 2.5. Let's say they'll lose by like 17, 18 points.
Yeah, because you remember, their quarterback, Ryan Helinski got hurt against Georgia,
Yes, he did. He
hurt
did.
his knee, but he's actually gonna play against
Yeah. Okay.
Florida.
Yeah. I mean, that's no doubt. But I just think that when that emotional win just is going to take a lot out of them mentally. So I say Florida beats them handily.
Yep. I mean, I think I agree with you on that. I think Florida will beat South Carolina. South Carolina got the upset, but they're not catching anybody by surprise again 2 weeks in a row. So
Right. Good point.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Florida, even though it's in South Carolina. I think Florida will go on the road, and like you said, they'll have a substantial lead, to
Yeah.
win this game over South Carolina. South Carolina they're not ranked, and it's for a reason. So
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, I agree with you on that.
Um, let's see what other games. See, last week had a lot of good games.
Yeah.
Last
There's
week
a
had a
couple.
lot of
Well,
good
I'm
games.
sure there's a few more.
Oregon Washington is interesting. We were
Oh
just talking
yeah, yeah,
about yesterday. Um, you know, when
yeah.
you
The
asked
pack.
me who I thought would get that pack, stand out of that crowd, and I think I said Washington, and then you mentioned Oregon. So
Yes.
yeah, I think Oregon is the team that. But the way how this conference has played this year against each other, it wouldn't shock me if Washington wins this game.
No, it
Um,
wouldn't at all. It wouldn't.
but I think Oregon will win it, and they'll take control. They'll finally somebody's got to stand up and take it. And
Right.
I think Oregon will stand up and take it by beating Washington.
Right.
In you know, in on the West Coast in Washington.
No, Russ, real quick, is it at Washington?
Yes.
You know what time it is? Of time in the day it is?
Yeah, it's midday Saturday.
Midday Saturday. Okay. I tell you what, I'm gonna go with Oregon as well. I think Justin Herbert is hitting his stride. Um,
Yes.
he's been steady all year. I think the right now, I would say probably the best defense in that conference is probably Oregon's defense right now. They're playing lights out defense. They're shutting people down. Not shutting people out, but they're yardage wise, they're really good.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with Oregon to win that game against Washington. I believe Washington will fight. They'll fight to the end, but
Yeah, it'll be a good game.
Yeah, well, Oregon with too much talent and one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I'll go with Oregon Ducks on that one.
Right. Another one. Let's see what else interesting. I mean, Arizona State and Utah. That's another one.
Yeah, that is another one. Arizona, the Fighting Herm Edwards, man. Arizona State, they play to win the game. That simple
Right.
as that.
They play to win the game, baby. That's right.
Arizona State plays to win the game. I mean, Russ, and what I mean by that is, bro, they'll hit you with trick plays. They'll hit you with you know, fake punts, all that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
no matter what he'll do whatever he can to win the game, and I respect him for that. Now
And,
it could get
and but what about Jaden Daniels? He's balling though for them at quarterback.
yeah, he is actually. He is. Wow, yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah. Who you
Wow,
got?
where's the game?
It's in Utah. Both of these teams are 5-1.
Is it in
Utah's
Utah?
ranked 13th. Yeah, it's in Utah. They ranked 13th. Arizona State ranked 17th.
Wow. I'm gonna go with Arizona State, Russ. I'm gonna go Arizona State because their quarterback is playing well. I think Herm Edwards gets, he's a very good motivational head coach. So I
Yeah.
think he's those guys to play. Um, I mean, Russ, you have I respect Herm, man, because if you can get Arizona State to play that good in the Pac-12, then you're doing something. So
Right.
I'm gonna go with Arizona State over Utah, even though I picked Utah to win the Pac-12 early on in the year when we was doing
Right.
season predictions. I'm gonna pick Arizona State to beat Utah. Period.
I'm with you there, man. I like this kid. Playing quarterback for Arizona State, and I like Herm Edwards. You know, so I just think that I mean, it's kind of an upset. Not a big upset, but it's kind of an upset if they
Yeah.
go ahead and beat Utah, especially in Utah.
Right.
But I like Jaden Daniels, man. I want to see more from this kid. So I'm excited to see what he does against Utah, because this is
Yeah.
probably it's going to be one of his biggest games.
Yeah.
This year. To go down to Utah and play there, man. So I'm
That's
interested
true.
to see it, but I'm with you with the Arizona State pick. I think that they'll pull it off. Herm Edwards is making noise in that Pac-12, and he's doing something with Arizona State that's right, and it helps with
Yeah.
that having a good young quarterback.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I completely agree, bro. So, yeah, we'll both go with them. What's the next one?
Oh, this is a nice one. Michigan versus Penn State.
Oh, oh yeah, that's the 7:30 ABC game, prime
Yeah,
time game. And I know it's in Happy Valley because they've been advertising it all the week.
it's in
I'm
Penn
gonna go.
State.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
happy Valley.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with Penn State. I'm gonna go with Penn State to beat Michigan. I think Michigan will, however, compete pretty good in that game. A lot of people think Michigan, they've been slouching lately, which they have, rightfully so. But I'll pick Michigan to to closely contest the game, to compete, and I think it's going to be a great game, honestly, because of Michigan's competitive spirit in that game. So I'll go. Penn State wins the game, but I think Michigan competes really hard and makes it a great game to watch. So, but I got Penn State winning the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Penn State winning this game. You know, and I think this will be a heartbreaking loss for Michigan. It'll be that type of a game. No, no, no. When I say that, I mean like the game will end in a heartbreaking manner.
Oh,
it'll be such a close game
right, right,
that it'll end like on a missed field goal or
right,
a
right.
turnover, a fumble. You know, it'll end where the Michigan had a chance, had their opportunity to win, and something happens, and Penn
Yeah,
State
no
wins
doubt.
it, and a close game, and it's going to be a heartbreaking game for Michigan
Yeah,
because that's interconference. So
no doubt, Russ. And you bring up a great point. Um, with the turnover situation, Michigan is leading, I believe, the conference in turnovers a game.
turnovers, yeah,
And that's a bad omen when you constantly turning the ball over, especially
right,
from the quarterback position, Russ. From the quarterback's position, I mean,
right,
what you call it? I forgot the quarterback's name, man. He's turned the ball over a lot, man.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So you're right. It could end like that. It could be one of those things that Michigan is down by, I don't know, 5 points, and they're moving the ball and they're driving, and then all of a sudden he gets hit, or he tries to throw a tight like through a tight window and gets picked off. You know what I mean?
right.
So yeah. So I'm with you, but yeah, yeah, I'll go with Penn State. Yep.
Yeah, I got Penn State. I mean, I think that's the biggest game of the week.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
I
game is the
agree.
biggest game of the week. That's why it's in prime time. You
Right.
know.
Who's Clemson playing? Do you know?
Yeah. Clemson's game is against Louisville,
Oh well.
and it is in Louisville too. But I don't think that should matter. You
Yeah,
know. So
Clemson. Walk.
Clemson will
Yeah,
walk through them.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what?
And
At this point, Russ, Clemson is just waiting for the ACC championship game. Whoever's who's the other team gonna show up, then that's who they're waiting on.
right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Because nobody's beating Clemson. I'm sorry. It's
No.
just that's
Yeah,
just
another interesting game though. I mean, I think I know who. I think we might both pick the same person, but another interesting game is the Wisconsin Illinois game. It's in Illinois. Um,
mm,
I think Wisconsin's gonna win it, but I just want to see, how it plays out.
right. Illinois again. They call them the fighting Illini for a
Right,
reason.
right,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, last week against your beloved Michigan Wolverine,
right.
they came back like with a vengeance, you
Yes,
know,
they did.
and they've done that in several other games that they
Right.
were underdogs in. So you're right. It could be very interesting. You know, all Illinois has to do is stop Jonathan Taylor, which is I'm lying, by the way. They're not going to stop Jonathan Taylor.
No.
They're going to lose. Um,
Yeah.
they might get shut out. I don't know, but because
Yeah, it
Wisconsin,
could be a shutout.
yeah, Wisconsin probably has the best defense in the country right now.
Yeah.
Um, so but
Some they might have the best team in the country right now. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
they might be better than the six that they are. I'll say that they're ranked
yeah.
right now
I mean,
because they got it on both sides of the ball, man. They play
right.
defense and their offense is a juggernaut.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. If they're not running the ball, they're involved. See, the thing with Wisconsin, and I give Paul Chris, their head coach, a lot of credit for this. Wisconsin figured out like, okay, we have Jonathan Taylor, this great running back. Everybody plans on stopping him. All they got to do is stack the box. Well, you know what they're doing now, Russ, is they're involving him in the passing game.
Right.
It makes him a nightmare for linebackers to cover.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In
So
space too, the cover in
yeah,
space.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it hard for defenses to sort of key in on him just on one idea of him just running the football. Now you got to cover him in the passing game. So
Right.
Wisconsin is like you said. I mean, it's one of the it might be the best team in the country. You know,
Right.
who knows? I don't know. You know that we'll see that in a couple of weeks when it comes
Right.
to the horseshoe. But I mean, right now they look really good.
Yeah. So that's about it. I mean, that's about it. The games. The rest of the games are just more of
Just
the big.
formalities.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just formalities. I mean, who's by the way, real quick, who's Maryland playing? Do you know?
Uh, does Maryland even play this week?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's see. I don't think Maryland plays this week, but
That
um,
that'll be a relief for them.
yeah, I don't think they play this week. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong as well. They might not play this.
Let me see. Double check. No, I don't think Maryland plays this week. I think they got a bye or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, they're not playing this week.
All right. Well, all right. That's what it is then, man. So that covers the NFL and college football for the week.
That was our predictions. Yeah.
Um, Now yesterday, Russ, we said we was going to dive into a little bit of NBA. Um, but before that, let's do these predictions for the World Series. I know it's still going on. It hasn't been set yet. We know one team's going to be in there, which is the Washington Nationals.
Right.
Um, we're still waiting on the Yankees and Houston Astros to finish their series um, to see who wins the AL pennant. But first of all, who do you think is going to win that series? It's 2-1.
Um. You said what?
It's 2-1 Houston right now. They're in the lead. They're leading that series 2 games to
Right.
one.
Um. I think Houston's gonna hang on and beat the Yankees,
I think so too. I agree with you on that.
and they'll go on. And I think the Nationals will win the World Series.
Wow. Um. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Russ. I think the Washington Nationals will win the World Series, and for the second year in a row, Russ,
Yeah.
major sports from the Washington D.C. DMV area will win a championship, which is, I mean, it just go, which will just that fact will just bury the fact that the Redskins are such an inept
Right.
and a debacle of an organization.
Because the Capitals are, contenders
Yes,
again.
they,
They
they
won a
won it last.
championship. Yeah.
Right,
Um, so
they won it. They won it last year.
right.
The Mystics, and here's the thing.
The Mystics back to back.
Yes, you know, uh, it's amazing. The Mystics back to back. The Capitals won their first one ever last year, and potentially the Washington Nationals can win their first one ever this year.
Right.
So, but the only ugly duckling left out of the room is the Washington Redskins.
Right. Well, you can't
So,
forget about the Wizards.
oh, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, the Wizard. Oh God, I guess that's. Oh my goodness, I can't
They're
believe I.
also in there too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they've been the brother of the Washington Redskins.
The brother. Yeah.
you know, they've been just as bad. So yeah, I agree with you, Russ. I think the Washington Nationals will win the World Series because I believe the Houston Astros will eliminate that evil empire, the New York Yankees.
Right.
So, and I think it makes for a good World Series. And I think that I think the Washington Nationals, without Bryce Harper, by the way, I want
Right.
you. By the way, how's Bryce feeling right now?
Right. You leave the team and now they in the World Series.
I mean, golly, yo, holy man, wow. I
Fire
mean,
your advisors
yes, whoever you're,
because they led you astray.
yeah, you sure did. You could have been here winning. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody wants to win. You got your heart. They offered you a great contract. You
Right.
refused to take it and went to Philly, and now your Nationals are on the cusp of winning their first ever Major League Baseball championship. And you could have been you could have been the star, the headliner of that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty bad. So yeah, but so anyway, Russ, the NBA preseason has been going on here for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I haven't seen any games in particular, but
Yeah.
but what are your thoughts on this upcoming season in the National Basketball Association?
It's gonna be interesting, man. I think the Lakers are gonna be very good. You know, it should go without saying. I think they're gonna be a superpower. You know, I think
Yeah,
they're a pretty stacked team, and they have enough youth, and they have enough veteranism and talent now
yeah, no
to
doubt about.
to 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 be very successful. I think the Clippers are a talented team as well, and they're going to be there for sure. They're definitely playoff team, one of the top teams in the West. Um, there's going to be some good teams. I think the Celtics will be good. I think the Sixers will be good. The Bucks will be another playoff team. All those teams in the East. Um, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be fun, to watch basketball too. We already got football going. You got the World Series happening. This is all this time is pretty good for sports.
Yeah, this is
Um,
one of the best sports times of the
yeah,
year.
you're seeing Simone Biles do crazy stuff. You even starting to see great fights.
Yes,
In boxing and MMA.
absolutely.
It's a good time in sports. It's a good time for sports, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. You know, the NBA. All right, I agree with you. The 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 Los Angeles Lakers will be a powerhouse. They got, like you said, they're stacked. They got, of course, LeBron. They got, um, AD. They got a bunch of, they got Kuzma. You know what I mean? They got a bunch
Right.
of really good role players. Hell, I even saw the other day they got Avery Bradley, who I love as
Yes.
a
Yes.
leader, defensive player.
Exactly.
You know
That's
what I'm
why I
saying?
said they got enough veteranism. They got enough youth. It's
Yeah.
and talent, super talent. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you even of course they got the big dummy, Dwight Howard. So, and
right.
what you call it, LeBron should keep him in check. So the
Yeah.
Lakers are going to be, very dominant. They are. They're going to be very, very dominant.
The White
Um,
Howard's got to play the role that Tristan Thompson played, but you know,
yes,
with the Cavs.
yes, I agree.
Yeah,
He's
he
got to
plays
do
that role, then he can do that,
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
that's all they might need him to do.
yep.
Because
Just
Anthony Davis
rebound,
is the is
shot.
the is the is the outside threat. As
Yep.
far as the big men. I'm talking about as the big men.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
he's gonna be the one to stretch the floor, stretch it a little bit. But you need somebody down there to rebound since he's not in there.
right. Yeah, I mean they'll be back. They'll be back in the NBA Finals before it's all
Yeah,
said and done. Now I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, how you feel about the Clippers as far as what they got going, because they got a big three in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I said they were. I think the Clippers are. I mentioned them. I think the Clippers are another good team. They're going to be one of the better teams in the West, and they're going to be in the playoffs, of course, and
Yeah,
probably possibly you might see a all LA Western Conference is a possibility.
right,
You know,
right,
you
right.
know, because I don't believe in the Rockets. I'm sorry, I don't care if Westbrook. To me, that I don't know if that's good or bad yet.
Yeah, I'm
To be
with you.
honest with you.
I'm so with you, man. Because you know, so what if he went over there? I mean, what are they gonna do chemistry wise? I
He gonna
don't,
start playing defense all of a sudden?
right, and that's not. They're not gonna do that. Neither one of them plays defense.
Right.
No,
I mean, I'll say this: Harden doesn't play defense at all.
no, he
Um,
doesn't.
Westbrook plays defense when he wants to.
Right,
He can
right,
play defense, but he plays it when he wants to. And he's too much of an emotional player. He's controlled by his emotions too much,
right.
and that's why he gets these hot and cold flashes too. You know,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. It'll be very interesting though, because I'm interested to see what Kyrie, what pre KD, coming back. I want to see what Kyrie looks like with these Brooklyn Nets, man. Because if he looks like what he did when he played with the Cavs, then they're in big trouble. Um, so yeah,
I think they'll be better than what he's a better player than he was back then with the Cavs. I'll definitely admit that he's won championships now. He's been made big. He knows how to handle the big moment,
yeah,
but I think that the leadership role he was seeking on the Celtics, I think it'll be easily acquired on the Nets.
right,
And I think that'll help him because I don't know, he had a lot of he was trying to be the leader in Boston,
yeah,
but I think you got a lot of talent over there in Boston and a lot of young guys who felt like it was their time, and I think that was a lot of friction that was going on over there with that team. And I think with the Nets right now with KD being down, he's the guy. You know,
right.
he's the guy, and I don't think the players on that team will have a problem with him being the guy. You see what I mean? Like I don't think they'll have a problem. So I think he'll be fine, but I don't think they're gonna be a good team until they get KD. They'll get some wins on certain nights, but you know, look forward to next season. I think for them, even though this season hasn't even started.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
So another thing I wanted to mention, man, we talked about Earl Spence to start the whole show tonight.
yeah.
Our 21st episode. I also, want to say rest in peace to the other boxer, Patrick Day. He fought Charles Conwell over the
Oh
weekend,
yeah, yeah, Russ.
and he passed away due to some brain injuries. After he was knocked out against Charles Conwell over the weekend, and just want to say prayers go out to his family, to the Day family, all his loved ones and friends, and to the boxing world. Sad thing to see somebody lose their life. You
Yeah,
know, doing something that they love. So it's that's a sad thing to see to lose his life. All the talks today about CTE. You know, um, I guess that's something right there that he has some brain injuries. I don't know if it was anything was medically wrong prior or anything, and that triggered it even more, or if it was just strictly from the blows that he took in that fight. But nonetheless, just rest in peace, Patrick Day. You did, Chief?
yeah.
All
I'm here. I just I agree with everything you said, bro. Like, it's all these predictions that we've made, man. It remains to be seen. We'll see what happens this weekend, bro.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate what happened today, man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's the worst thing anybody can imagine. For I mean, it's just I know it's a brutal sport, but good lord, nobody wants to kill somebody. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
At the age of 27 to lose your life,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's,
You know, so young,
yeah,
man. Man, I tell you, man, it's ah man, it's our prayers go out to the families and the victims' families, man. Even our prayers go out to even the gentleman he fought. You know what I mean? That guy. Could you
yeah,
imagine what he's going through
yeah.
right
They
now?
have that. Yeah,
Mentally?
yeah,
It's that must be so hard, man. You just I mean it reminds me of what's the guy Ray Mancini back in the day when he fought Dooku Kim.
yeah.
When he
Yes,
he
the guy
died.
had the metal plate in his head.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that fight too, man. Growing up.
It's it's man. I tell you, Russ, the boxing is a grueling sport, brother. I'm telling
Yes, yes, yes.
you. Oh my god.
Like we talked about, like I was saying earlier about the body. You got to take care of
Yes,
your body because your
got to.
body takes a lot of punishment. You know, your body, your brain, everything. So
Yep.
it's tough, man. When you see that, I mean, you know, Sugar Ray Robinson killed a man in the ring,
Yeah.
and he was never the same. You know, so you're right to send prayers out to Conwell and his family as well because that to have that on you, that's not something anybody wants. They want to go out and win the fight, you know, beat a guy or whatever. But everybody wants to be able to eat too. Everybody wants each other to be able to eat because they're making money together at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Fighting each other, and so nobody wants to see anybody not be able to come back and compete again.
Yep.
And the fact that not he's not only going to be able to compete, but he's not going to be able to live out the rest of his life, and that's tough. That was a hard
Exactly.
loss for the boxing world and for,
Yeah,
I
it
mean, his
was.
family. You know,
Yeah, man. It's amazing. It's so
Tomorrow, same time.
Yeah, that's cool. That works for
that's what's
me.
up.